Now I'm actually locked in. We are live. Who wants to do the recap?
I have the max amount of points already, so
We were in the dropship.
it was really
good
short.
chunk
We
of
just
it.
landed. We got landed, introduced to the people.
And no, wasn't the whole fucking dropship drama?
Yes.
Ah, we
Drama?
can't just
Oh,
skip
right.
over that. We can't skim over
I
that.
thought that was 2 sessions
You
ago.
guys mounted
No.
the It started with you guys lined up. Halo gave a little speech, and then everyone got on their dropships and went to Russia. Then it was the dropship bit.
I believe Koff can do it. I believe Koff can do it.
Okay. Conference
No,
is
but
true.
like, was dropship drama was?
Yes,
incessant,
yes, it
right?
was.
I'm not crazy.
No, you're not.
Okay.
I literally listened to a good chunk of it today. So
I love that. Thank you. We got on the dropship after being dismissed to be on the dropship. I don't remember the first part of that. Just being on the dropship. And Hinatori decided at some point while we were going over our simulation notes, Hinatori let out that it's really hard to trust anyone on this team. This doesn't really know anything about us, and vice versa. No one knows anything about anyone, I don't think.
Mhm.
So Remnant shared some deep shit, or at least part of some deep shit, and then I remember Hinatori and Bulldog like kind of went at
Had
each
it
other's
out.
throats.
Mhm.
Like really let some words be said. Faith was gone on about for like not super sharing information, and then Faith was like, no, I'm not about to let you do me like that. First of all, my information was not, needed for whatever, I guess. But then Super turned the dime on fucking Psycho and was like, but that bitch over there, like,
Yo.
who is
He's
he?
sus as
Really?
fuck.
Iconic.
He is suspicious as hell. And then shit just started going in on Psycho, who made a little bit of a slip up with his wording, and then used a nifty little spell, Gift of Gab, to erase the last 6 or 7 seconds of that usage, which worked on everyone except Tiger, who was like, blink blink, what just happened?
What was that?
LMAO, but says nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. Bulldog and Faith decide to buddy in the back of the ship to like talk to Odin, or what's his name? Odin?
Odin.
Yeah, it's Odin.
Okay, I had it right. And like, I guess in some way, shape, or form confirmed Psycho's patron being Loki PM. It's not like it was overtly said, but I guess the vibes were there.
No. It was very explicitly and overtly said multiple times.
It was? Okay,
Several
then
times.
I must have like blinked that little bit out. My brain must have
Most
been like,
of
here
it was
Bulldog
outside
goes.
of God mode. Like once they came out and were talking afterwards, it was when they were just name dropping like crazy.
No, I mean like the confirmation of it wasn't really said.
No, it was
Oh,
around
he
like
yeah, no.
it was like all his different
Oh.
titles.
Odin never explicitly said the name Loki.
Yeah, he was just like saying stuff, and then Bulldog started going off on it. Now we don't know if he's like super planning on killing Psycho or not. Remnant does Psycho's makeup in a little side thing. Very cute. She convinces him, I guess, to write a song about her. Just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
happened.
We land in Russia, where everyone gets their blood tested and whatnot, except for Tiger.
At that
I
time
think
is
he
when
had.
our-
Didn't
the
he
other
have
old
to
place
get?
was
No,
built.
he didn't get his blood tracked. He didn't get a tracker, but they did
Right,
all.
correct.
Are you a vessel machine?
Pretty much. He just got to skip out on a lot of stuff
Yeah.
and just wait for people.
Yup. He's normal. TM.
Hinatori was worried her blood or her body might like burn the hell out of whatever they put in her, so they're like, "Oh, we got something for that. No worries, you're good." Remnant showed off as she does.
Got the whole room's attention.
The whole room's attention. We met our what are these people called again?
The oh, it was that
The
we'll play in
knights?
between that.
No, the
Uh,
Siberian Knights or Siberian Ritsaks.
Rits-
The Siberian, yeah, we met the Siberian Knights. That explained who they were and all of that a little bit, and assigned like chaperones,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Wait, that's
Remnant
news
and
to me.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Yep.
chaperones? Like
we
they're
got
like
chaperones.
You have to spare an Apex Knight.
so
Mhm.
somebody is looking after Cyrus.
The whole party.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you want to go
The
somewhere,
team. The team.
they go with you, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hinatori and Remnant had a side session talk about life and makeup and boys. You know, normal girl stuff.
Normal girl stuff.
TM. Normal, just girly things.
Just girly things.
Picture of a graveyard, just girly things.
No. I feel that's more accurate with just
I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Am I missing anything?
I
I
don't think
believe that
so.
was everything. Very good recap. Take your hero.
Yay.
And give it back.
Yes, to confirm,
It's gonna kill us.
all of your biometrics and your DNA was taken by the Russians. They chipped each of you, or the vessels at least.
Uh-huh.
And your teams were assigned knights who will accompany you wherever you go in Russia for the entirety of your stay in Russia. Well, as long as you're not on embassy grounds. Embassy grounds are U.S. property, so they can't go in there unless invited. But outside of the embassy, they are with you, 24/7. Hope you guys don't get up to any illegal activity.
That would be crazy.
That'd be really
that would be wrong.
be wrong. Who the
Right.
hell goes to
Yeah.
another country and commits crime? Could never be me.
No. Never.
Barely. We're paying. Hinatori's barely standing here. Neither is Remnant.
Oh Lord. You want me to commit crimes? I haven't even had my beauty sleep yet. Hang on, my cat busted in here. I need to banish her.
It's okay. Tiger will be the only one probably committing the most crimes.
Haha.
He.
Okay. Very good recap. I suppose we'll get into it. We do not have Faith and Bulldog, which is fine. They are. They're scheming.
They're plotting on.
They're scheming together. They're whispering sweet nothings to each other. As the crew,
Maybe they could do a divine intervention in between.
they can ask God for what they should do next or something like that. The knights promptly
I'm back.
dismissed themselves where they could. The barrier knights rejoined the minister before the minister kind of gave his parting words to you guys, saying you will be taken to the embassy. The barrier knight turns towards each of, or not each of you, but towards the collective of you, kind of sees his knights lined up to escort and follow you guys, and taking the center for just another brief moment, he looks at each of you individually. Again, you feel that sensation of something Even though he's looking you dead on, it feels like something's staring into the back of your head. Like someone is breathing down your neck, judging you, threatening you. And at the same time, it feels like there's a hand on your shoulder, comforting. It's genuinely a strange feeling. But also, maybe a little familiar. If a lot of you would like to give me either religion or arcana checks.
Hell
Both
yeah.
of those are bad. Arcana, I guess, would make more sense for Tiger. And that is a very understandable role for Tiger.
You said Arcana or religion?
Arcana or religion.
It's kind of the same.
God, good roll.
I'm on my way to the roll 20.
Hurrah!
Shout out to guidance. Helping me cancel out the
Truly.
exhaustion.
Actually, wild. Why is it a -5 for Hinatori?
She has not slept in the last 2 days, and she failed that ritual.
Okay. But it's only -3 for 2 days, so that's fair.
God, love that guidance.
Yeah.
Psycho rolling.
You know what? Roll for me. I'm on the roll 20, but it's like taking forever to load.
Arcana or religion.
Whichever's higher. I think Arcana.
God, we all got mid besides Remnant who popped off.
Very well done, everyone. I'm very proud of you. You're truly making your country proud here.
I'm not a magic person.
It's fair and valid. I'll accept that excuse. Remnant. This feeling of someone judging you, at the same time protecting you. You've had it put upon you before. You recall those eyes, golden eyes illuminating, staring you down. You remember feeling your patron almost quiver, as if the sensation were unnerving, unwelcomed. Yet you felt warm, felt like someone had your back. You feel that same sensation, the same one you felt from Halo. As the Barrier Knight scans each of you individually. For your duration of this stay in Russia, I implore all of you to be on your best behavior. I seek a long-term alliance between our agencies and organizations. Do not turn the people of Russia against you. They are not so forgiving. May the Father of Understanding guide you all. Let us see peace in our lifetimes.
Tiger squints.
Tori raises her eyebrow.
He turns. He joins his crew. Minister walk away with the other knights in tow, his Padawan and the Colossus Knight following soon after. As they exit stage left. The police and Siberian Knight Special Forces, called the Rosguardia, also follow suit, escorting the president and the ambassador out as the collective are shown the way away. All of the agents kind of take a moment to look over their chaperones that are accompanying them out and gauge them, get a feel for them as they're walking out. You hear a few whispers amongst your company. already talking shit, already saying like, nah, I could take her. Miss Walker responding with, I don't want to have anything to do with any of them. If I were you, I'd just look the other way.
Oh man.
Please move.
I could take her. The fuck you will.
Excuse you.
Please move. You exit the inner parts of the airport, finally exiting the welcoming party that was waiting for you. Stepping through those doors, you see a chain of soldiers, almost locked by the arm, shoulder to shoulder, standing like a human barrier, as drones, surveillance cameras, vans, and a crowd of reporters are standing. The minute the doors open, you can already hear them screaming out questions, inquiring all different things. Forefront of people's questions. Where is Atlas? Where is the Wonder Boy? Does the U.S. intend to seek a peace deal? Will there be any lasting ramifications for the separation of North Korea and South Korea? Or the unification, actually. Is it true that the Bermuda Agency hires syndicate members? Questions after questions are piled on. The president ignores them. Of course he does. Lobo Squad maintains their formation along with the Secret Service, ushering them away. Though you see a few members of the other parties. Kind of glance. A few of them stop. You see Mistwalker stop. One of the reporters hailing him over, waving him down. And he steps forward.
No, I hope this is about what I think it's.
He takes the bait.
I'm so intrigued.
A smile on his face.
Are we supposed to be guarding the president?
No, that's Lobo.
Oh, okay. If that's up, it's not our fault. I don't care.
We're doing other stuff.
I suppose, do any of you stop to hear what he says or what is asked of him? Do you continue on?
Me.
If I can see the president, I'm gonna ready an action.
Huh?
I mean, the
Is
president
it about the
is
president?
surrounded.
Wait, I'm so confused. So somebody has walked up to the president?
No.
No, not the president.
The
Oh,
reporters
Miss
are
Walker
yelling.
has stopped.
Yeah, the reporters are yelling questions after questions at Bermuda, and everyone is ignoring them, except for Miss Walker, who takes the bait.
I need to know what he says.
I
A little
also
also
from
need
him.
to know what he says.
Tiger's gonna stay professional though and stick behind Templar.
Yeah, she glances over, but it's not her squad, so she's not gonna do anything.
Remnant,
Thank you for being nosy, Remnant.
you lag behind. I want you to give me first. Give me a perception check.
No.
Iris is also staying behind.
Lagging behind. Also, give me a perception check.
I'm surprised if Cyrus doesn't get attention himself.
Man, that's exactly why he had to stop. Because he's like, ain't no way.
Oh. Because he's getting flagged down by
The reporters.
press, and you're like, and Cyrus is like,
I said,
I'm the famous
nah.
one. Excuse you.
Nah.
incredible.
If
Ramon's
you're
so
getting
funny.
if you're getting action and attention, I'm getting action and attention.
You want me to roll it for you?
No, I
hope it
believe
is.
in it.
That's my thought process as well, B.
You know what? Actually, fuck it. Roll it.
He failed.
You failed.
Ooh.
Oh, you actually failed.
In fact, you did.
Man, this is why Sam don't touch my shit. That's the last one you're doing.
Get on your shit then.
This shit broke.
I'm just saying, if it was me, I would
Huh?
never.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got to count down. I'm just That was just a flex.
It's the flex, of course. Miss Walker hears something, some question. You didn't quite catch what exactly caught his ear, but he stops. The rest of the gang continue their movement along the way. Soldiers are trailing behind you guys, and of course, you're not allowed to be separated. So, second Mistwalker separates from the pack. You see, Alexander also strays alongside him, just watching, not approaching, not moving him along, just watching. Mistwalker walks up towards the barrier of soldiers. People seeing him approach, you see the flashing of cameras, take his picture, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 times as he walks over. Incoherent what they are asking. So many people asking so many different things. But he does respond, seemingly having picked out one question out of this miasma, out of this roaring crowd to answer. He says, "If you know that name, good. Know that I'm back, and I have debts to settle." And he leans on the barrier, kind of pushing his body a little bit over it. Almost like he's zooming in on the person who asked the question. One person picked out from the crowd. "You tell him Kamarov's coming." And he leans back, turning to rejoin his crew.
What was the word?
"You tell him Kamarov is coming."
Kamarov.
Ooh. I think Tiger hates all the flashing lights. I think I've determined that.
It is
Tori.
very irritable to the eyes.
It's very bright.
Tori like holds her nose and she's starting to get a migraine.
That is why she gave Hinatori and Tiger sunglasses. I mentioned sunglasses
Yeah.
as part of Tiger's outfit.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah,
Tiger
no.
gave
He's
Hinatori sunglasses as well.
She remembers the sunglasses as she puts them on.
You're welcome. Blows kisses.
love you.
The delay is brief. Mostly unnoticed. Everyone is kind of moving at the same time, so Miss Walker just jumps out of the line and then jumps near the back of it. Continues on forward. You see a smile on his face, seemingly pleased. At the front of the train, leading your pack, is Templar, who is not at all present. You can just see her kind of staring, not at the ground directly, but just along her path forward. Almost like she's trying to listen for something, but you can tell clearly it's that she's just not in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
She follows almost like on autopilot the line of security behind the presidents as they load into the limousines that stop in front of the airport. The president and his entourage load in, the Secret Service loading in with them, and then they make their way forward as another caravan arrives. The limousines load, Lobo Squad enter, and then make their way out as well. Another limousine pulls up. You see Luma taps something on her tablet as Easy loads in with their read SARS in the limousine. And they leave as well. Your limousine arrives. Luma signals for you guys to enter the limousine as she mounts in with you guys.
If need be, would like nudge Templar just in case. If she's just too zoned out.
He does seem to just kind of not hear Luma. Tiger's nudge definitely just makes her blink forward, and she catches up almost immediately to where she's supposed to be mentally and walks in to the limo.
Follows after her.
Her entourage loads in fully. Limousine doors closing. You see the wolf, obviously, does not fit, and merely follows alongside the limo on the road. And as the limo pulls off, the wolf briskly moves quickly, and then eventually starts running to keep in pace with the limo. All of you line up in a wrapping pattern, somewhat. You're free to arrange yourself how you wish, but I'll just say, kind of something like this. Well, something like this. Across from each other. The Despair Knight sits kindly, folds her leg over the other, just staring at you guys. Her eyes kind of dart between each of you separately, individually. Her eyes linger on Remnants, and then her eyes turn, looking at Tiger, and then towards Templar. Luma is the first to speak, kind of breaking the silence as the limos make their way towards their destination. Is it correct to assume that you're chaperoning us throughout the entire city? Yes, we will be. I hope that's not an issue. Well, we are a large number, and I'm not sure everyone's going to be sticking together. That won't be an issue for me. One of my Padawans can follow whoever strays away. And if not, we can always get more knights. She smiles. Seems like an awful inconvenience to your organization. It's our job to make sure troublemakers don't cause any problems for the people. Luma doesn't really have a counter to that isn't self-admitting. She just nods. I hope we will not be causing you any trouble then. I also hope that. I've come to like all of you. At least, I hope I like all of you. She kind of squints, looks down the line again. The Apex Knight seems to be falling asleep. She kind of leans her head back, folds her arms.
She's so valid.
And her Padawans are just kind of like awkwardly looking at each other and then looking at you guys, following what the Despair Knight says, not trying to interrupt her.
Tiger's definitely sussing all of them out. Like crazy.
You're going to be following my agents, I suppose you should know. A bit of a chain of command just so we have open dialogue between our agencies. How nice. Yeah, I'd like to meet whoever's in charge. I am in charge of this team, along with the limousine in front of us. She points at Easy Squad's limo. This team is Domino, led by Agent Templar. She kind of just looks to her left at Templar, who is still zoned out, but her gaze is kind of just stuck between the Despair Knight and her Padawan. You said we met before, Templar asks. I'm not surprised you don't remember me. We're fairly young then, just Padawans. But, I mean, it's not like any of us are ever gonna forget you. Squints at her. What do they say about me? Good things, bad things? Both? I don't know who would speak ill of you. You're a hero to us. The Kinesis Knight. The strongest, the greatest. You're a legend. I did miss you when you left. She has a sad look in her eyes, a little somber. Templar seems to tighten up a little bit. You see her arms cross, kind of tighten into her hand tightens on her bicep a bit more. Bold of them to say. I suppose they did declare me dead under heroics. Oh, no one bought that. Kinesitsnya, I assure you. We all knew it was the complimentary bullet being dealt out. I don't know, I thought you would be one of the people immune to it. She shakes her head. Sweetie, no one's immune to that bullet. Not even you. Oh, I know. Things are gonna be changing soon. We have aliens to deal with now. I hope that at least gets everyone in the same page. I hope we are all gonna be on the same page. She smiles to all of you.
Tiger just kind of tilts his head at her, like trying to piece together, like mentally he's like piecing together, like, was she also fighting in the Korean Unification War? Or no? Like he's mentally piecing that together.
Remnant looks exhausted.
Tori is exhausted, but she is doing an okay job pretending she isn't.
I want to know what your surface level thoughts are.
What I just said.
Each of you. I got tigers. Each of you. What is the current thing going through your head as you hear this conversation playing out, and then eventually her attention turns towards all of you? Let's start with the tiger. She looks just directly forward at Tiger. Kind of leans forward, puts her elbow on her knee, puts her hand on her chin, or her head on her hand. Who might you be? Are you Kinesitsu's Padawan? She says with a smile.
I'm her second.
Oh, second. Is she training you? Can you, like... She seems to try something. Like, you see a small purple then green glints move past her iris, like something moving from left to right. And she tilts her head at you. You don't feel anything. You don't sense anything differently. Seems like she's waiting for you to answer, though.
I'm not a vessel.
Oh, that's right. Well, you don't have to be.
He squints. I don't know if she can tell. He still has his glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
Iris furrow. Like, what does that mean?
I see. Do you plan to train him? She looks to Templar. The boy's capable enough. I'm sure he'll pick up some of my tricks. So exciting. Being a Padawan to the Kinesitsnya. You should be proud. I wish I got that. She frowns.
I am.
So what's your name?
Tiger.
She kind of like squints. Oh, right. Duh, anonymity. What are the surface level thoughts Tiger has?
He's very suspicious of his like the friendliness, the tonality, like suspicion I think is the forefront. Trying to see like what she's trying to get at. Really, I think he was intrigued, but like doesn't have to be a vessel, like that caught his interest.
Okay.
But he's seems like he's definitely trying to be professional and hold back excessive potential questions.
Okay. She turns her gaze next down the line to Faith, who gives an answer, and then to Hinatori. Who are you?
She reaches up and takes off her glasses, as she doesn't look tired because of the makeup, but she can still probably make out that she's a little bit tired. She nods her head and says, Tori.
Tori. She responds to you in Japanese.
That seems to surprise her.
You a soldier? You a samurai?
One could say I am all of those things.
What family are you from?
She seems to like freeze for a second. As if she was nervous about answering. And
You
she
don't have
says,
to tell me the specific family. What clan are you? That's what I want to know.
I'm the Dragon Clan.
Oh, the legendary Dragon Clan. If I remember correctly, it's your clan that gave us the most trouble.
That makes her smile a tiny bit.
She's smiling back. She seems very, very happy to hear that.
We're kind of notorious troublemakers, I suppose.
You could say that again. Then one of them, no, two of them almost get you, Kinesitsune? Templar just raises an eyebrow and suppresses a smirk. Almost. I suppose even the Great Dragon Clan can't take down the greatest knight, huh?
She smiles. Well, this one hasn't exactly tried, so I'm not sure.
Ooh, I like you. Well, watch your back, she says to Templar. She looks to Bulldog. He gives an answer. Oh, what are Hinatori's surface level thoughts?
Oh.
Tori's answer was kind of hot.
I know. Yeah.
Hinatori is looking at her, and it's not like an exact thought, but like she's like hypothesizing how she would take her down, or Apex Knight. That just basically, as soon as she's like looking at someone, she's like assessing what method she would choose to like fight them. So she's like just just trying to see how capable everyone might be and what ways she could deal with them if it became an issue. And in
A
her
group of assassins thinking about how to assassinate? Crazy.
in her sleep-addled brain, she's not doing a very effective job at it.
It goes from like logic to just cool anime shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I was like, when I'm tired, like I think it would just like break down into like her understanding of like how spells work. You just start super hyper technical language in her head, and it really doesn't make any sense.
Ingredients of a cake.
Wait, that's how you make a cake. Anyway.
She turns her attention to remnants. You're definitely the most stunning out of everyone here. What's your name?
Damn.
Oh my god.
Hinatori expels a little bit of smoke hearing that. She doesn't disagree, but it was still hurtful.
She
Yeah.
jealous? She wanted to be the prettiest?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Well, you actually have to confirm if it's surface level.
Little smoke.
She thinks surface level. She's not that much prettier than me.
Damn. No, Remnant would love that shit. That's the friend group she's used to. I'm sorry. What was her question?
You're the most stunning out of
He flirted
everyone
with
here.
you.
What's your name?
Remnant.
Remnant. What are you remnant of?
Myself.
Ooh. I see most of you still intact.
On the outside.
Aw. She tilts her head. It's the demons we hide inside that tear us apart the most. We keep them contained.
Hinatori simply tenses.
What'd she say?
It's the demons we have inside that tear us the most apart. But we keep them contained.
She nods.
You're doing a fine job of that.
thank you.
What are Remnant's surface level thoughts?
This gif.
EP. What gift? I want to see the gift posted real quick. Her surface thoughts, other than being tired as hell over their recent failure. What was that? What was that name you said earlier? My brain cannot for the life of me remember how
Miss
to pronounce
Walker?
it.
Is his real name or whatever name he was
I
going
don't know
by?
if it's his real name, but Karlov?
Kamarov?
Hamarov. There we go. I'm gonna write that down. She just heard that in her still EP brain, so she's just wondering what that means or whose name that is. Like, is that important in any way? She's just curious now.
I suppose
That's
I can
especially on her brain.
I could say this to you: the encounter you caught between Templar and Miss Walker. When Templar stepped away, she said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Kamarov. Genuinely, I'm sorry."
Oh, you're right. I don't remember her saying that, but I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yes. And then she walked
So-
out because you had him paralyzed.
I did do that. Yeah, so that's just kind of confirmed in her brain now. I guess that would be his last name, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Kamarov, your boyfriend or something?
Just the
Tiger squints.
Cyrus
Deadpan.
raises an eyebrow.
deadpan stare from Remnant.
She has
No.
the gossip girl smirk on her face. Oh, I don't judge. Are you saying that you're not trying to get at him? On him? Maybe?
Notori looks towards Revenant.
I love her.
Remnant is gonna keep staring this woman down. Just not respond.
What are
With
Remnant's
words.
surface level thoughts?
Surface level thoughts. I think a large part of her is annoyed by that questioning. Remnant's grappling with the idea that this is just a farce, right? This is just a game. Nothing is going to develop or happen, or she's like fully in a way is trying to convince herself or has already convinced herself that what this is just a passing thing. But like further than that is like internal screaming from the part of her that's alive and does actually want that.
Continues to hold that smirk as he stares down. She tilts
So
her
it's
head
like
at
she's
you.
fighting herself.
So conflicted. It's okay.
That makes her look.
If he doesn't want you, he doesn't deserve you. Maybe someone better is out there.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
She looks at Tiger. Oh, nothing. Just girl talk.
What?
How obvious is it that she's peering into people's minds?
I think at this point, pretty obvious.
As obvious as your own intuition goes. As your character's intuition goes.
a name was dropped, Remnant reacted, and then she's continuing on the gossip when Remnant's not saying anything.
As someone who has the ability to communicate between minds, to you it's fairly
Yeah.
obvious that that's either what she
Yeah.
is doing, or at least she is
Yeah.
reading Remnant's mind.
Mhm. I think it's also obvious that Remnant, despite her face not showing much emotion, she is blushing.
So hooked.
You want I can help? I know some things about Mr. Cameron.
Hinatori clears her throat.
She looks to Hinatori.
How many more of us are we going to be questioned? Or is this some sort of hazing ritual?
Hazing ritual. I just want to get to know you guys. I don't want to be some like awkward, bodyguard situation where I'm just following you guys around quietly all day. That's boring. Look at Apex. You see Apex, who is already asleep. I don't want to be like her.
She's valid.
Hinatori looks
s-
jealously towards Apex Knight.
You see Farid grab her arm and shake her to wake her up. Master Apex, we probably shouldn't be asleep in front of the Americans. He says in Russian. She blinks at him, then blinks forward at them. Did you find out if any of them are particularly interesting? Oh, I mean, to me they're all interesting. Some more than others. She looks at Remnant.
Yay!
Of course.
Remnant's keeping her eyes on the
I
floor.
meant, are any of them, like, actually interesting? It's like, I'm not sure yet. She taps her finger to her chin. Let me finish. She looks down to Psycho. If I recognize faces, unless you're just a doppelganger, why so Cyrus?
Oh, no.
I mean, it took somebody long enough. Hey, I mean, what, you a fan?
I might be.
Hinatori thinks not for long.
I mean, yeah, I've been told I look a lot like that guy.
You're cuter.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, you're not that bad.
Oh, I know.
Not that bad.
I pride myself on looking better than Blizzard every single day.
Not the shots
mm,
at Blizzard!
Yeah, she's
Damn.
not even here to defend herself.
She's not even here!
She's not even here.
Talk your shit.
Psycho's in love right now, guys.
But when it looks like she's to go into Cyrus's mind, he is going to telepathically talk to her and say, "Damn, let's go on a date first."
You see her eyes kind of like flick open, and then she squints. Like, that caught her by surprise, and then she focused back in on you. You see the smirk on her face grow slightly. She doesn't speak. She thinks back. Ooh, a telepath. Does it
What
work
can I
both
say?
ways?
Let's just say I'm known to be in people's minds rent free.
I'll say.
I can get into a lot of things, though. You know what I'm saying? Not just minds.
Maybe that'll be a useful trick. You know, for privacy later.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know where I sleep at.
She raises an eyebrow. I'm not sure I do, actually. Maybe you'll have to show me where.
Hey. Well, he will end their telepathic silent encounter with a wink.
She,
And yeah.
she looks down the line, seemingly satisfied at Artemis.
Artemis is just thinking gay ass thoughts about Faith.
And who might you be? Artemis. New here. But, I guess you call me a encounter advisor. What kind of encounters? Mutated vessel creatures, mostly. Oh, you would be such a good match for Apex, who is still asleep. It's
Oh,
gone.
she woke up for 2 seconds.
She woke up and then she's back asleep.
I see.
So good.
You see her just raise 2 fingers off her chin and almost seemingly like just put them back down quickly, and Apex is pushed forward and then wakes up looking around, surprised. What? I think you and Artemis are gonna get along great. She kind of looks around. Which one of them is Artemis?
Who?
Me. Why? You look boring. Oh,
Damn.
Damn.
sorry? He says, clearly offended. She's their vessel mutant specialist. Oh. What do you specialize in? Guess a little bit of everything. If it's a mutated animal, they call me to find it. If it's, you see her pause and she's thinking. Despair. Clearly tilts her head at her. And Apex just kind of like leans back in her seat, arms crossed, still waiting for an answer. Despair seems to raise an eyebrow at something clearly going through Artemis's head before her eyes dart to Faith and then dart to Apex. There's plenty of things to hunt, especially here in Moscow. You see Tatiana look at her, kind of like she wasn't expecting her to say that. Artemis replies, things in the city? Do you guys have a monster problem? Oh, you don't know. Apex scoffs. Monster problem. I'd call it an outbreak without officially calling it an outbreak. Miss! Master! I don't know if you should be saying that. It's like, we're gonna find out. It's not like we're gonna be able to keep them contained in the embassy. Second they start poking their nose around, one of them's gonna get eaten, and then we're gonna have to be the ones cleaning it up.
Inatori was asleep, almost asleep there for a moment, but she is wired hearing all this.
Luma seemingly grows more interested as she kind of crosses her legs and starts listening a bit closer. Master, I really don't think we should be telling them all that.
No, go on.
You see Despair, seemingly satisfied with getting Apex woken up, leans back in her seat again. See, Apex keeps her eye on Artemis. You're a hunter, okay? What's your biggest game? She thinks. There was this. She seems reluctant to answer. Like the answer changes the more she thinks about it. And Despair looks to Apex. Wow, she's got quite the list, does she? What are you thinking of, Artemis? Wait, hold on. Are you guys like reading my mind? Apex looks to despair. We is too many. You could just say it. What, you afraid or something? She seems to kind of like be shooken up by that and then kind of locks in a little bit more, squinting at Apex. A kraken. Oh. Kraken. She nods her head, kind of weighing the balance left to right. Okay, I respect it. It's pretty good. You ever taken on a Tarask? She, like, blinks wide. A Tarask? You mean the Tarask? Oh, sis. She looks to despair. Who gonna tell her? That's all you, Apex. I'm not the monster hunter. She opens her mouth like she's going to continue before Tatiana is still staring at Apex. Like, almost staring her, telling her to stop, but obviously isn't speaking up. Apex catches her eye, and then she calms back down into her seat. We'll have plenty of opportunity to share stories later. Guess we should be on work, right? We can talk later, Artemis. You and me. Without the extra eyes. I'd like to hear your story. She looks down the line at all of you. Where she closes her eyes again like she's gonna go back to sleep. Artemis also looks down the line at all of you. And then to despair. And then back down the line at you. Sure. She darts her eyes left to right awkwardly, like she's not sure how to continue from that point. Despair smirks, her eyes not hard to see darting between Faith and Apex. Where she closes her eyes and seemingly also settles into her seat quietly. Domino's squad. I think we're gonna get along well. Oh. Right, we made some introductions earlier, but I guess we could do proper ones. Tatiana, say hello. She turns slowly, looking at all of you. Padawan Tatiana. I'm hoping to learn from Master Despair to become a proper knight within the year. A year's too ambitious, girl. I told you 4. She narrows her eyes. I'll do it in a year. We'll see. Apex doesn't say anything, but the other Padawans kind of seem like they're chimed up that it's their turn. Farid! Don't really have a specialty, still figuring out my temples. Guess you wouldn't know what that means. I'm still learning. But I'm hoping I can maybe pick up something like ethereal channeling or tracing. I guess you wouldn't know what that means either. Seems like he's confused, and then his friend taps him on the shoulder. Gabriel, if you call me Gabriel, we are not friends. He looks to Tiger, and then looks to Psycho, and kind of just scans the line again. Are you all like...
Tiger tilts his head at him.
You all like run into demons recently?
The only demon I know is me.
We're well acquainted.
Oh. That's... okay. He kind of just like settles into
Why?
his seat. You all kind of... I'm not sure which one of you it is, but... no, I shouldn't say that. That's mean. Sorry. Just ignore me.
Who's saying that?
Gabriel.
He's lucky it ain't no goddamn Fareed. I got a bone to pick with that nigga.
And then Despair seemingly chimes in. Don't mind the patterns. They're still learning. They have to get used to meeting strangers. It's an adjustment for everyone, sure. Templar finally speaks up. Who did Barry and I talk to get my pod in? Spare looks over to her. Seems like Apex slightly wakes up from her attempt to go back to sleep as her eye opens and she looks at Templar. I'm not sure. The president, maybe? Maybe the minister. It's not the minister. And I doubt the president wants anything to do with me. She shrugs. Mm-hmm. You could ask him. I'm sure he'd be very willing to talk to you. If I recall, you guys were pretty good back in the day. Good friends. She smirks. You... Seems like she's going to say something witty, but then she catches herself. I remember you now. The Spare Knight grins. Good. I'm going to make sure each and every one of you remember me. Hopefully when the time comes to fight together, you'll think about me. No, you're fine for someone as pretty as me. She looks to Remnants and into Psycho, and then settles back into her seat.
We're pretty.
No, they're pretty.
She better stop looking at me.
Man's gonna get a boner over there.
Holy shit.
Unless you guys wish to say more, the rest of the ride is relatively quiet.
Tori would tilt her head and probably pass out during the trip.
Tiger's very self-aware of his own thoughts for the rest of the trip.
So, remind me once again, we're not allowed to use magic as vessels?
Not while in Russia.
Already broke that rule.
Oh, oops.
I mean, she didn't give any negative reaction. She didn't arrest you on the spot.
The way I see it. The way I see it. As long as I'm not doing no goddamn incantations. Like, the reason why I did the telepathy was like, I could gaslight her into saying that I never did that and that she's just crazy.
Could you?
Typical
could.
Shay moves. Big facts.
She'll just be like, bro, he was speaking to me in my head. I ain't say shit. How's she gonna prove that? How is she gonna prove that I was talking to her in her head?
You're valid, King.
Actually, so fair.
You make such a good point. Who are they gonna believe? Their own soldier or this complete enemy spy? I wonder.
Okay, but then it's gonna
Questions.
cause political like turmoil because she's
you're
just
so
accusing
right.
me of something she can't confute or she can't.
They're totally
Prove.
gonna fight back on the Ritsars to save Psycho's ass. You're so right. I forgot how valuable of an asset you are.
I just love the responsive. I didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I ain't do it. She's crazy, bro. She peering into people's minds, bro. She probably got confused.
Confused.
Damn.
He was thinking her own thoughts. I guess she got
Uh-huh.
that mixed as my thoughts being a conversation.
Matter of fact, she probably was listening to my thoughts and I was thinking what I was saying to her, and she thought I was talking to her.
Not.
You know, like I was thinking my thoughts directed to her, and she was reading them. But because I was thinking them directly to her, she probably thought I was talking.
I see, I see, I see.
I'm being framed. And this Gavril dude saying that somebody smelled like demon. That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who
Actual
it is.
insanity.
Crazy.
Right?
Nobody here, that's for sure.
Nope.
None of us.
Minatori.
Single one.
Yeah.
You're Estella, ring in your ear. Calm whisper, like someone's talking behind you.
He stirs awake.
I think that this spare night is super easy for you. Like,
That
She
I-
closes her eyes again.
everyone else, like I get it, don't don't sleep with your coworkers, but like, come on, think about it. This one's like super easy. Like I mean, you see the way she's looking at Remnant and Psycho. Come on, like it's actually free as hell.
fuck it, force him.
This is level one right here. This is
The
what you
Hinatori
Tori.
straight ass.
Hinatori pulls her hat down over her eyes in embarrassment. And this thought is even crossing her mind, even though it's being imposed on it. She shakes her head and says, "I'd rather not." In her head.
You're right. We have other options, but like she's a
We have
really
other
good one. I'm just saying, like, whew. Wood is all I'm saying. Wood. And then you feel her settle back into your mind.
Nash, next question.
Smash. Next question.
She can't settle after that. She tries to go back to sleep.
Level 1. The ride continues calm. There's a light banter between the Padawans. Some more questions thrown at Luma. Just more so logistical things of how you guys are going to split up and how things will be managed. Seems like relatively they're not too bothered by letting you guys just go wherever you want in the city. It's just that someone's going to be with you when you do.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. What was that?
They don't care where we go, but they gonna have somebody with us.
It's like a schedule kind of ordeal.
At least the way Despair makes it sound. She doesn't seem like to be putting much emphasis on the fact that you are being chaperoned. It seems like she's looking forward to chaperoning you guys, seeing where you go, what you get up to.
As much as Remnant wants to go do something, anything, this 3 exhaustion is hell.
She's not implying today, but she is implying in general.
Oh, in general.
She's gonna accompany you on your date with his stalker.
Well, we're not mentioning that.
The ride continues until you guys reach the
I
embassy.
can't wait to use magic illegally.
Guys reach the embassy. You see the president's limo drive in. You see Lobo's limo drive in. And then Easy Squad continues past the embassy. Your limo
bye, Easy.
approaches the door, and then your limo goes past the embassy.
Hmm.
You see Despair, kind of like shifty eye, just look
Wait
past
a minute.
the embassy as you guys drive by
Aren't,
it.
isn't that? Hey, ain't that the spot?
She looks to Psycho, and then looks to Luma and Templar. I'm sure that was the American embassy back there. Luma tapping away at her tablet, seemingly already organizing different pieces of information. We know. Easy and Dominoscope will not be residing at the embassy. She squints. That's
Sorry.
unplanned. I'm not sure you're allowed to do that. Limo continues onward. It's not so much about being allowed to, though it is something we discussed. I'm sure you remember that in anticipation to vessels posing a threat for the delegation, an apartment building was prepared ahead of time for our accommodations to give you more control over our observation. This was stated in the immigration documentation. You see, despair squints. I might have overlooked that. Well, I'm sure Razlomo didn't. She settles back. You guys drive for 10 minutes. It's a short drive. Short extra bit away from the embassy. As you guys pull up, park, the limos stop in front of the building. You see a standard residential building. It looks moderately well kept. It's not fancy, it's not run down. It just looks like your average residential apartment complex. 4 floors and a small bodega in the first floor. The limos open up their doors as you see Easy Squad stepping out. Soon after Easy Squad steps out, you see the Ruin Knight step out, seemingly in a hurry, in a fluster. He approaches your limo. Doors open, and Luma exits. Templar follows her with her eyes before following her out as well. Her knight seems antsy, on edge. He's kind of looking around suspiciously. And as Luma properly steps out of the limo, he turns his head towards her, and all of you again feel that grasping sensation of someone like grabbing the back of your head. Not pulling your hair, but something grasping onto your skull.
Interesting.
Don't like it.
No comment.
Oh. Oh my.
I had to compose
Wake
myself.
up.
You hear the Ruin
Sorry.
Knight again echo in the back of your heads, his voice just booming into your mind rather than through your ears. And he approaches Luma. For a second, you see Templar put her hand on her saber as she kind of takes a step closer to Luma with his
Yeah, Tiger
hurried
also
approach.
steps up a bit.
We were supposed to drop you off at the embassy. What are you trying to pull here? He says, eyes wide. In anticipation to our vessels posing an issue for the delegation. She repeats the same thing she says to Despair Knight, and you see Despair Knight start to giggle.
The reporter answer.
She continues on her line. Of course, you are welcome to enter and look around for yourself, but in the spirit of good faith, and out of respect for the current, well, there's no one living here, but for the nearby residents, I would ask you don't make a scene and just allow us to quickly enter before the press realize we're here. He glares at her, displeased. Then Despair Knight climbs out of the limo with you all. The spirit of good faith goes both ways. We'll respect yours so long as you respect ours. She taps something on her chest. Looks like a pin, but it then projects a hologram. The FSB has already cleared this location, so we'll just make a last-minute checkup. If that'll make you happy, Ruin. His voice booming. At once. Sweep and clear. He continues glaring at Luma. Padawans kind of just look up to Ruin, and following one of the knight's orders, they go into the building, leaving the lot of you outside, as I will bring you to your proper map that you will all be staying at for the foreseeable
Wow.
future.
I love an empty
I
map
don't
or a
see
black
nothing.
map.
Putting you on the map, you sons of bitches.
Yo,
Boom.
this black square is banging.
Whoa.
Wait a minute, this should look a little familiar.
It looks a little
Uh-huh.
familiar.
What? Crazy.
This should look a little familiar.
Oh yeah, Fulani and Mendoza would have joined you guys eventually. Forgot to mention
Are we in Russia or Spain?
Yeah.
Russia, my friend. There's a karaoke bar across from your apartment building, of course.
Awesome.
Oh fuck yeah!
The Padawans.
Another box to check. Me not playing Grayson.
I actually didn't take that in the first time.
You see Alexander stepping forward calmly, hands held behind his back. Farid Gabriel, take the top floor. Tatiana Yuri, take the second. I'll check the first. You know, yes, Alexander. You know, doors open as they walk in. You see them. Some of them try to hold a somewhat like military poised demeanor as they kind of enter the building, but as soon as they're like 10 feet through the door, you kind of just see them scramble like children.
Mm.
1 second.
Wow. How quickly does Tina Tori's heart go thump thump when she sees Alexander?
LMAO.
She
We're the oldest, clearly taking leader here.
Mm-hmm.
she blushes a tiny bit.
Love sleep deprived horniness.
Estella taking notes. We can work with this.
We
We
could
can
use
work
this.
with
We could use
this.
this.
I'm back.
Finally. Fucking finally. Welcome back.
Yes. Don't worry, Leda. They will never find out.
Yo,
Huh?
Leto would recognize this map too.
Yeah, he is talking.
Hey.
He's talking. Don't worry.
Oh?
It's a map I used in season 1. That's all that is, guys.
I was there.
Elias was there.
It's a fun map though.
Tina Tori is blushing towards Alexander.
He's just so leaderly.
The knights poise themselves, seemingly in front of the building, kind of just waiting for their Padawans to clear it. Apex yawns as she climbs out. Pets Boris, who has been lagging behind you guys slowly. Boris, she speaks to him in Russian. Check the rooftops. Stretches. Check nearby alleys for any mutants. She walks up the stairs. See Boris start to pace a little bit in place, walking back and forth, searching for scents before he eventually seems to find something. Tilts his head upwards. With a running sprint, jumps up this ledge, and then with one more hounding jump, jumps onto the side of the building and then up towards the 5-story roof of this building. Two quick leaps. The hound is on the roof.
Whoa.
What's the dog doing?
That does, I think, garner some, like, a wide-eyed tiger.
Very nimble beast. rest of Bermuda eventually line up and join you all. I don't know why Luma isn't here. I guess I forgot to call Luma. And you see Shugo approach, whispers to Templar, not awfully quiet, but quiet enough that the people just shortly above them might not hear.
What's he say? What's he say?
They have telepaths with them. Templar just looks. We know. Despair is one of them. Ruin is one as well. Luma hears them, obviously. Just kind of clicks, seemingly taps the bottom of her earlobe, to which Shugo nods and then switches to his HUD. You see the Bermuda HUD light over his eyes. There's a conversation had between the three of them via their group channels.
Does the Despair and or Ruin Knight regard them at all?
To Shugo? You mean? Or...
Yeah, to like those three during their little chat, like with any kind of piqued interest.
I mean, Ruin is
Like they're snooping.
non-stop just staring Luma down. Despair
I think
Knight
that's fair.
leans over the ledge as you all kind of get yourselves out of your limos and just watches you guys, pleased with herself, smile on her face. Her eyes linger, I'll say, on some people. You can go ahead and make an insight.
Okay. Oh! Tiger's locked in on this bitch.
When Shugo approached, her eyes kind of went wide, almost like a giddy excitement seeing him. And then her eyes continued to trail down the line. And then a similar giddy excitement when she lands on Mistwalker.
Gotcha.
See the Rift Knight sifting through one of her satchels. You hear the zipping, or not the zipping, but the quiet Velcro lifting up in one of her pouches. And she takes out a pen, a stylus of sorts. Looks a little high tech, like it's meant to do some other function, but that's what it reminds you of the second you see it. She walks over towards this empty passageway, this crosswalk. Not crosswalk, but the sidewalk. And begins doodling on the ground. Let's say 5 minutes go by.
Am she an artist?
And the Padawans return. All clear. No one is inside. Says Yuri. Alexander steps out. The walls are lined with lead. Despair glares deeper at Luma.
Oh!
She
Privacy in the apartment complex. How dare you?
The audacity.
does not say anything or acknowledge the glare that she can very much feel at the back of her head.
I mean, she's been getting glared at from...
The Despair Knight speaks up to all of you. Considering that you intend to stay outside of the embassy, and our orders are to stay with you so long as you aren't in the embassy, well, she counts, obviously already having done the count, but to make a point. How many apartments are there? 6 per floor, says Tatiana. I think there's enough space for us. We'll do a bit of bunking, but that's nothing new. Luma looks up from her conversation she was having with Templar and Shugo to Despair. She seems like she's on the verge of saying something when the Despair Knight cuts her off. We will take the apartment on the 4th floor for ourselves. I'm hoping your people can make quick introductions for my people. She seems stuck for a second, and then Templar responds for Luma. Please, sister, this is Moscow. These are more your people than they're mine. The Spare Knight smiles at her. So long as we're staying here, they will be our people, sister. She leans off the railing to look at her Padawan. Well, I suppose we're going to need to bring our things. She looks towards the Ruined Knights and then Apex. And by we, I mean you. She looks to Ruin and Apex.
Ah!
Can't say
Damn.
beats being here. Hear the voice boom loudly. It seems like when he speaks, it just kind of goes out in a radius around him. Or maybe he just wants you to hear him. Beats being here.
Valid.
Walks over towards Rift Knight. Yuri, quickly at his heel, following him. You see the Rift Knight whistle loudly. Piercing whistle. It seems like it's supernaturally loud to have been done just by a human. And then, seconds later, you hear the loud thumping, thumping, thumping. You hear trash can be tilted over it. Thumping, thumping, thumping. And Boris comes out of the alley.
Nice.
Oh, you're more than welcome to take your apartment. It's not like we're gonna rob your accommodations. Luma looks up at her. Easy, Domino. We're going to divide amongst our floors. Domino takes the first floor, Easy take the second. We'll allow our friends to take the third floor. And we'll have our pilots and extremities on the fourth. I'll claim that floor for my operational security, she says while staring at the Despair Knight. Despair Knight rolls her eyes. Says, as you wish. She walks over towards the Rift Knight, who seems to be drawing something. You're all welcome to make me an Arcana check.
Awesome.
Is this
I'll roll for that.
distinctly?
Oh.
We don't win those.
Hang on. Average. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're all like, what the fuck is this?
I don't give a shit about those random magic symbols, okay?
EP.
No, that's not why.
No. Remnant.
Yeah, all of you. Remnant, you gleamed at their helix scripts. Clearly the symbols are a sequence of sorts. What sequence? What even school of magic it could be? You have no clue. Nah, nothing comes to mind. It just looks like helix scripts someone's written down on paper. All you know is that she's drawing them in some sort of circle.
She'll clock that for later, and if she remembers, she remembers.
Luma looks towards all of you. Divvy up and drop your things off. Reconvene in my room. She sends you guys a map of the facility. So I will reveal a little HUD on each floor for you guys to, you guys are more welcome to drop your own HUDs, but I'll leave these HUDs there. Just so you can drop your token on the stairs itself and then move it. You wish to go up to another floor, but you guys are free to explore the facility as you like. This is your base for the foreseeable future.
Woohoo.
You guys will take the first floor. So Templar and Fulani make their way in.
definitely falling off to Templar.
Also going in, dragging my expensive bag with me.
Hinatori would trail after them, and as she walks past Alexander, she does that little the finger wave where she like wiggles her fingers.
Oh my god.
And then she like as soon as she does it and walks past, she like puts her face into her hand like that was so awkward.
You can make a perception check.
Oh!
Oh, we're not good at this.
In fact,
A
you are
0.
not. Yeah, you feel embarrassed. That's it. As you walk in.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I can only imagine Remnant is struggling with her bag a bit because the stairs.
I mean,
Tired.
listen, I don't know if we're like moving our bags in right now, but if we are, Tiger would have taken that for her for sure.
That's
Matter
what I
of
heard.
fact,
I heard.
Fulani, seeing that Remnant has a very expensive, heavy-looking bag, offers. I could take that
Okay.
in if you want.
Alright, Fulani.
I won't say no to help. Thank you.
You're welcome. Grabs the bag.
She just has 3 exhaustion. It's probably not that heavy, but it does look expensive and heavy.
She looks
I don't know.
fancy.
She's a
Hinatori.
fancy girl.
She's a fancy.
Hinatori looks extremely jealous. As she sighs, she's holding like 3 different bags.
Hinatori is not a girl's girl. Tiger would definitely help her.
Okay,
He will take like whatever bags.
She brought her bike and her bag that has her equipment and her other bag, just her clothing and things.
Okay.
She's like, oof, drops it on Tiger.
He doesn't flinch.
Yeah, he's just
Not
strong enough to
heavy.
carry it. He can honestly carry it in one arm, probably.
Yeah, he probably does. One arm carrying
I
that
love
shit,
it.
the other
It's
arm
really-
carrying his other.
He's so strong. Strong boy.
He is a strong boy.
What are these rooms?
Elevators.
TVs? Oh, okay. Well, I'm exploring. You guys are too slow.
Easy
I remember this
I'm
room. This room used to be
trying.
mine. This used to be my room.
Charges up. Templar, as soon as she steps through, she receives a map of the facility. She drops an indicator on room 1. Says, Tiger and I will take this one. Divvy up amongst yourselves for the rest.
Okay. He's gonna glance in the room and maybe quickly drop off maybe his one bag that he had.
How many rooms are there? Well, we have to share rooms, is what I'm kind of asking.
Floor 1 belongs to Domino. You guys each claim your own room. Templar has simply
Are there
declared
enough
that...
rooms for everyone?
Say again?
Are there enough rooms for everyone?
Yes. Templar and Tiger are sharing one, according to her declaration just now.
Mm-hmm. So everyone else should be fine, more or less.
Hinatori
drops us
walks
off.
into this room and shuts the door.
Oh wait. He kicks the door.
See if we're flashing groups.
Oh,
Carrying her shit.
she takes her shit and nods. Actually, let's look
Okay.
at all rooms just for funs. Oh my god, never mind. I'm taking this room.
Nope.
Forget that. This room's gigantic.
I
God.
can't even see the rooms.
You gotta move your token.
My shit's frozen.
Oh, the map is really big.
Map is quite large. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's even slow for me
I
as
can only
well.
handle so much.
I can share my screen. Forget you. I'm getting the biggest one. Too slow.
I will try to reduce the lag a little bit.
That would be good because it is laggy as hell.
I mean, I'll just get rid of
I think
all
the best way
lighting.
would just to be.
Oh, a locked room.
Yeah, I would just delete the lighting until later. becomes necessary.
Okay, 4 or 5. I'll take 4 or 5.
What's this locked room?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't you like to
I
know?
would.
I really wanted to say it, but I didn't.
That goes outside. I see. I think. Wait, am I dumb? There's like no lighting. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess I just got outside.
Are you disabling the lighting, Sam?
Yes, slowly but surely. Well, I'm deleting all the lighting sources, so that's less units being processed.
What does the map say about this room down here? I say as you're doing things and busy.
Yeah, I hate you right now.
You can. I will wait.
Let me see.
You will.
Oh, I think this is stare upwards. Oh wait, no. Oh, I remember. This is like this goes into a garage or something like that.
I
like
love
a
that you're
secondary-
spoiling it, B.
That does not go in the
I don't
garage.
actually know what's in there.
He is not only spoiling it, he is wrong.
Oh. Ha!
Oh. See, that's why you give the information, because maybe you're just wrong and you're misleading people.
Me when I spread
That's not
misinformation.
great.
Me when you lie and spread misinformation.
God.
Yo, Sam, why the fuck it's so dark?
So it took all the lighting away, broski.
Just drop all your Bermuda head on top of you.
Oh, here, I'll do this. Oh.
Oh, emit light. More tokens.
I mean, that fully works too.
And give everyone like a billion dark sense or dark vision.
Everything is lit.
Hmm.
There's no need for that, I assure you.
Oh, you just made it daytime.
You know?
Okay.
Took away all the lighting sources, that should make it a little less laggy.
Let me
Okay,
try.
now may I ask what on the map this area says it is?
It is a storage unit. The door is locked, requiring some sort of, at least like, landlord key or administrator thing to enter it.
Remnant moved.
It's definitely better.
Tiger would
Thank you.
find that he has the codes to enter.
No.
Inside, he sees this beast.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
resting
Return.
quietly, dormant, asleep. Honey badger. You see his designation, SF HB. Underneath it, the abbreviation HB. Above it, honey badger.
Oh, I miss this guy. Okay. Can I sneak past him to this other door?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Let me go in.
No need to do that, B. I have designators already. So I will put this here for you.
Tori would point to Remnant and point to her room, just what's to show her.
My Discord
I
is
love that for
blowing
Tori.
up crazy.
What's
So,
up with this place?
that is a bodega. It is stocked with everything this party may require for as far as food and beverages. Alcohol, snacks, ramen, mac and cheese, Chef Boyardee, whatever y'all need to make a quick meal or a quick eats, it is there.
This is, I'm assuming, for the entirety of the building?
Of the building. It is a bodega, so people can walk in here and just buy stuff. It is a public bodega.
Oh shit, is there some guy working Tigers walked in on?
It's empty.
Interesting. Is it like a self checkout kind of deal?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just
Seemingly satisfied, he's gonna go back. Lock up after himself.
Since I'm not really a part of the team, I think I'll take one of those top floors. Fulani and Mendoza go. Ditto, actually. We should probably stick close to command. So, they claim the top floor.
As we're in rock and Hinatori's like, it's so big. Look, we have our own rooms. There's a sink.
I think.
My god.
There's just look. There's a TV. Look how big this TV is.
Oh, you do have a TV in this one.
Yeah,
I
shoot.
don't remember the
Wait.
last time I watched TV.
She thinks for a moment. You know, I haven't even looked at what's going on recently.
Probably should.
She nods.
Should look at a lot of things. News, public opinion. I'm too tired for
did.
that though.
She nods and says, I'm going to bed.
You guys have a meeting
Agreed.
in 30 minutes. Goes to bed.
I'm going to pick a room.
Oh!
30 minutes.
We don't care. We take short rest here.
You can definitely take a short rest. That's not an issue. The second floor is divvied up amongst Easy Squad, and if you wish to go explore around there with your HUD, you can see who has what room.
Yep, this is important because Tiger would definitely be visiting Phantom at some point.
It is divvied up.
Is this a TV right in front of the bed?
Correct.
I love that.
Bougie lifestyle.
Again, it's not, it's not an expensive, like, nice-ass apartment, but it's not a slum apartment. It's pretty nice. It's pretty middle of the line.
Oh yeah.
Do they have kitchens in the apartments or no?
Yeah. Most of the rooms have their own little kitchen.
Wow.
I like the one across from Hinatori.
The girls have to gossip. It's important.
You tell me which one you're
Have to
claiming, and I will drop
gossip.
your little indicator there. I will drop your title over that one.
So Psycho needs to pick a room.
I'm at
Then
4.
we have.
Take a
Oh, you're
photo.
4? Okay, I shouldn't see your name.
Right there.
And Faith
Oh,
and Bulldog are
J5.
left.
Boom, right there. Which means they will divvy up. Who wants to be across from Tiger and Templar? I want to say that Bulldog does not want to be next to Psycho. So that's
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
it seems.
Also, number 2
that-
is the nicest bathroom. So
was the nicest bathroom.
number 2 has the nicest bathroom
What the heck?
between the two.
I don't really see
I
much of a
believe so.
difference.
I thought they were all the same.
Yeah, I think they're identical bathrooms. If I'm not mistaken.
Be just
Oh,
saying
they
shit
are.
to say
You're right.
shit.
B when she lies.
The third one does have a better TV setup though.
The double monitor looking shit.
Just putting his icon in there.
Put them in her rooms.
No, kitty. Stop that.
I think this is a perfect setup for rooms, all things considered.
Pretty good divvy up.
I don't know how I feel being a little bit too close to the people that might be plotting on my downfall, but
Okay, sleep with that one
Okay,
eye
remnant's
open.
right
yo.
next door.
Lock your door. That's all I'm saying.
Lock your door.
So, welcome to the
I've-
safe house. Luma gives you guys a small little blurb. It basically explains the actual reason you guys are here. As she states, the embassy. This safe house is 10 minutes away from the embassy, allowing for you guys to make a very quick reactionary force if the embassy falls under any danger. Those of you who can use magic can probably get there in way faster response time than 10 minutes. The walls of the safe house are lined with lead, which means you cannot perceive through them with magic. Well, certain magics. Low-level magics, at least. It has been prepared for years. This is somewhere the CIA has used often. It's just they're not using it now because, well, they don't want to have a bunch of CIA agents in here without any reason. But now it belongs to Bermuda. Who is here, filling it out with a bunch of reasons?
So fun.
The Ritsars are observed by Luma. You guys can see through her HUD for any reason. She kind of just watches them do their work, have their little business dealings. Alexander just seems to be back against the wall next to the door, arms crossed, one foot up against the wall. Casual. Just waiting, patiently, eyes closed, like he's thinking. The collective surrounds the Rift Knight. You see Luma send out a little blip to Hinatori.
She's stirred from her sleep. He looks at what's on her HUD and says, like, huh?
I'm seeing helix scripts being put in front of our safe house. You think you can get a read at this?
She sits up. Does she think if she put some jet in her system, she would be functional enough to figure this out?
Wow, that is
Oh.
a choice.
Do you want more exhaustion?
Will give you more exhaustion.
Enough
I don't even
exhaustion
think it'd
can't kill you,
alleviate your
sweetie.
current exhaustion.
Well, that's what I was wondering. What did it alleviate?
No. I think so.
What would it alleviate it?
No. It would just
Okay,
make you.
then I will. I don't.
It would just make you a bit better at killing your enemies.
Okay. She's gonna look at it and squint her eyes, and pray to God. The EP has been reduced in some way. Am I rolling Arcana or?
Can you go outside? Go investigate that
I
shit?
thought they were showing. She was showing me a picture. Sorry.
I mean, she is. Yeah, she was streaming it. Do you have the identify spell?
No.
Then no.
I do.
Ah, I don't think Luma knows that. But I guess it would not have been a private DM. It would have just been like a DM to the open channels.
Well, I mean, I do have a familiars. I don't know.
What is
Is this an
Hinatori?
open thing to everyone?
It is.
Tori would.
Identify.
Tori would turn off her HUD and say, "I'm sure Remnant or someone else has got it."
You cast
And then go to
identify.
bed.
Remnant.
I do.
Casting identify.
As a ritual, so I don't lose a slot.
You take a pen and paper, draw out the helix script, replicating it via holograms in your own room, just on a piece of paper. Trying to make sense
Lying
of
in
it,
bed.
kind of squint, lie in bed thinking about it. You hear the soft whisper, the crawling of what feels like little hands running up your spine. I have seen this before. They are using the Bifrost to move along the Aether. They are making a portal. Some sort of gateway to another portal.
But my poor baby, y'all. She'll relay that information. That it's a portal to somewhere, or some other gate or portal.
Luma sends the pensive emoji. The pensive wobble emoji.
It's a wobbly emoji. I don't know how important it is, but she will also relay that what her patron said of it. What was it? They're using the Bifrost to move along the Aether? Is that what she said?
That is what she said.
Okay, cool. She'll relay that as well.
Bifrost. Must have heard of it. Noted. Just as she says noted, the circle lights up. It glows, shimmering. You see green, purple, blue, the colors waving in a circle, and then rising up. It looks like a ring of smoke. Like when you smoke out a ring of smoke with a cigarette. Kind of lights up around them, surrounding them. And then, in an instant, the smoke sinks back down, slamming into the ground. And just as it crosses past their heads, down to their feet, they vanish. The circle remains. The portal remains glowing, leaving out this purple, green, and blue smoke emanating off of it, as if someone could fall into it easily. But those who were standing on it are gone now. The identify spell would have gleamed her that they used this spell.
Teleportation circle. Let's go.
And then, shortly then after, a few seconds pass by. The smoke, we get sucked back into the circle, and it fades.
Nice.
Despair turns towards her Padawans. Alright, let's at least get a look at our rooms and start divvying up. They walk in past Luma. They make their way to their floor. Just the fourth floor, correction. Luma will also head to her room. I will reveal their splits of rooms. Whoever wishes to explore
Ooh.
the fourth floor can at least glean how their split looks.
Yeah.
Put
Do we
stat
bring
into
ourselves
play.
up there, or
You can bring yourselves or just drop a hut, or I mean, I wouldn't move that hut that's there, but you can just drop a
Yeah,
hut
we'll
on the
say
fourth
like-
floor.
Okay.
Where's the HUD?
Or your tokens, whichever one makes your life easier. It would just mean Tiger is walking the fourth floor.
You know what? He's a nosy bitch. He wants to suss these
You know
people
what?
out. How do I get up there?
It is on the bottom right of your screen. Just drop your token where it says fourth floor.
No, I see that. Okay, I just need to redrop the token.
Mhm.
Okay. Doop doop doop. These are the elevator.
My map keeps going white.
Oh no.
No.
I don't think if I zoom out too much, it doesn't like it.
Yeah, I would not do that.
After Tiger kind of walks the halls, he'll leave if no one else tries to conversate with them. Just nosy.
Just nosy. Understood.
Like that. Okay.
I want to be nosy too.
So,
But alas,
Hmm.
the party settles into their rooms, their bags unloaded, their get accommodated, splitting up their belongings as they need to make their upcoming day much smoother. Some people just decide to lay in bed and get some immediate rest, break that bed in. Some people get some text going, some people look at the TV, some people get business started. You're here for business. You're here to work. Why not? Why waste a perfectly good day? It is now noon. Luma sends you all an indicator to, well, start planning or get together a plan for how you're going to conduct your operations. She instructs you all that the knights are going to be a thing that they're going to have to contend with. Fraternizing with your knights might make your life a little easier. Maybe they'll overlook some minor uses of magic. We are here to work together at the end of the day. Having ourselves limited is only going to cause us further issues. I'm sure they can understand that. At least the Despair Knights seem to be accommodating.
Oh.
And Shugo responds to that in the group chat. I cannot trust the Ruin Knight. Clearly he has some sort of vendetta. That will be troublesome. Yes. What about the Rift Knight? I don't believe her to hold any explicit animosity towards us. Although I remember her. She is one of the veterans of the Korean Unification War. I fought with her once. This is going to be a bit difficult to work around, but if we can make a plan for our given nights, then it will make our planning smoother down the line. Templar, what can you add? Nothing I haven't already. I know a few of them. Some of them I recognize from my younger years, some of them I don't. I'll make friends. I'm sure that won't be hard. Whether or not these fraternizings are going to get us anywhere good is another question. I'm sure they'll report everything we do, regardless of if they allow us to do it or not. So eventually we're going to reach a roadblock. Something we want to do that they're just not going to let us. Take some time to build with your team some plans. I need to run this by the president. Do you have any assignment for us immediately? Negative. Take the day off. There'll be the opening speeches for the peace summit. Stay tuned for that. Maybe something interesting will pop up that you might want to bring up to your knights. Some interesting conversation points. Otherwise, just don't do anything crazy today. we should at least give the first day to settle in and, let tensions ease. Understood, Luma. Very well. We shall accommodate. The conversation ends briefly before the group chat reopens, and everyone just starts kind of texting each other or just talking to each other in their rooms. You guys have the day to do as you please, pretty much.
Do we get a long rest?
You will at the end of the day, but you have the whole day ahead of you.
It's only noon.
It's only noon.
It's only
Mori locks her
noon.
door and takes a
Damn.
long rest.
Taking herself out immediately.
Insistent
Insistence indeed.
is valid. Come on, token.
I'll say this will happen in the afternoon. But is there anything you guys want to do immediately, or will you just rest, get situated, meander leisurely, begin investigating something, without actually going to go investigate something?
Tiger wants to walk around the block. Take in their environment.
Okay. So he does that.
Does he do it with eyes? Or like with a chaperone? Or is he just able to fucking leave and walk around?
Tiger exits the building. One of the Padawans follows him.
Which one? And how does that work? Does he just suddenly pop up? Like, what?
When he exits the building, I imagine he's not just sprinting as soon as he walks out. So
Oh, he's just casually walking out. He's sussing the situation out. He's seeing how this works. What's triggering it? He doesn't have a tracker, so it's not like instant notification. The vessel has left the building.
Once Tiger exits, takes a second to kind of study his surroundings. Busy Moscow streets, hover vehicles strewn across everywhere. People are bustling. It is a capital city. There's things to do, work to be done. And there is a political event that is all the rave in town. People are moving around trying to see if they can get connections, get into some of these private parties, these private gambling dens to meet these higher up people, make connections. People are also accommodating for people want to probably have business meetings. There's a lot of work being made, a lot of restaurants, entertainment that is being set up for the coming days, and it is busy. The streets are busy. People are moving around quite often. The second you guys pulling up in your limos was a little bit of a grace period. Seemed like there wasn't too many cars passing by, and you can imagine Luma probably had some sort of contingency to ensure that you guys weren't spotted coming in here. But it's not hard to see just from exiting this building that this place does get quite a bit of traffic, and you may or may not get recognized by civilians.
Interesting.
The streets around, look like a normal residential area. But little corner stores, restaurants, more apartment buildings just across and in between. The busy streets leading you further into the downtown area or towards North Side.
Is it walkable?
Yeah.
Like we're that close?
Well, no. I think you guys are closer
Okay,
to
so like what?
The North Side would definitely be quite a drives away. Downtown also be a bit of a drives away, but not too much. You guys are closer to the airport, so it's kind of like a touristy Airbnb type area where it's like people are coming in and out with their luggage towards the airport or coming in to stay for vacation or for whatever reason.
Gotcha. Lots of restaurants, lots of hotels, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
Taking in your surroundings. See one of the Padawans approach from behind.
Tilts his head. in their direction. Tatiana? Right.
Tiger.
I say as a zoom in.
Tiger.
Yeah. Sup, he says in Russian.
Hello. You plan to leave immediately.
I just wanted to explore the area. Also, he's changed out of fancy clothes into like athleisure shit, I guess. What you'd typically wear.
She kind of just like looks him up and down and continues to look around at her surroundings. No, I'll be following you wherever you go.
What's his head? How does that work?
Um, have you never escorted someone before?
No.
She like blinks at him. Well, where do you want to go?
He starts walking in a direction.
She paces alongside him, keeps up, just walks beside him. She doesn't say anything. She just walks alongside you.
Occasionally just glance at her as they go. Seems more interested in their environment as is. He's never been to Moscow, to his knowledge, and he's intrigued.
As you
So-
guys turn the corner away from your safe house, you do know that she reaches behind her collar, seeming like pulling at her clothes, and then pulls out a like fold in the back of her coat, a hood. She just puts it over her head, covers her face and her eyes, keeps her head a little bit tucked down, but enough to conceal her identity as she continues to walk alongside you.
Ironically, I think he's in similar fit because it's daytime. Glasses, hoodie up. The hoodie that definitely has like a frontal piece that covers his lower face. Head to toe covered.
She darts her eyes at you a few times, but she just follows along quietly wherever you're going.
So how do you know I left the building?
I could sense it. That, and I can hear
How?
the door opening.
How?
Good hearing?
On the third floor?
Fourth?
Fourth floor.
Yeah? We're supposed to be able to hear things that other people can't. The things that people typically can't hear very easily, we hear better.
All nights are like that?
She seems a bit reserved to answer that. Some.
You thing. I see. You sensed me leaving though.
I sense someone leaving.
Cool.
How
He's
long,
walking around for a bit longer.
how long have you been with... She seems like she's going to say a different name or title, but then she stops herself. Templar?
A month.
Oh. It's fairly fresh.
He shrugs.
She, like, pick you?
I guess. Didn't mean to be her second. That's what you mean.
Second. So you're like, if something happens to her, you're in charge. You're in charge of those guys? Domino, I think, right?
He nods. Yeah.
You must be pretty strong then.
Strong enough. How long have you been with the Despair Knight? Right?
Um, she like ponders the question for a little bit. I don't remember not being with her.
Like, ever?
Yeah.
He pauses and like will like actually turn to her with that.
She like stops moving. Her eyes kind of stay forward, like she's still looking where she's going, but then she kind of like notices that you're looking at her, and she like double takes to look at you. What?
Like, since you were born, you've been with her.
I don't think it was since I was born, but as long as I can remember anything, I remember her. She's again, you see that reservation in her eyes, like she doesn't want to answer more. She's my master. That's it.
Is it typical for Padawans to have lost memory?
Lost memory?
Well, if you're assuming it wasn't necessarily from birth that you have been under her, but as long as you can remember.
I don't think so. Lost memories aren't really a thing that's common, especially for us. We're trained better than that. Our minds are very hard to crack.
Huh. So what can you do? He says he starts walking again.
Again, keeps up with him, walking beside him.
Like, hands are in his pocket, like front pockets. Just walking. Taking in the view.
What can I do?
Yeah.
Again, the reservation in her eyes. I don't know what you're asking exactly. I guess I can fight. I can.
What's your main weapon?
Just see her like stop herself from saying more. She says, "I can use my saber, though only for defense or for a mission."
How many missions have you been on? You say you're gonna be done in a year? You have to like complete a certain amount or do something to earn your knight status? Also, I need it known. His HUD is on.
Okay. I need you to tell me what your surface level thoughts are.
about that, the current conversation.
Yeah, the current conversation, anything that's currently passing past his mind.
He's intrigued by the Padawan Knight dynamic. He's trying to learn what they're about, how that all works. New. He's curious.
Curious. She's going to insight Tiger. She seems to kind of scan him over, like, suspiciously, and it's not hard for Tiger to tell that, like, she is suspicious of him as his questions go on. And she's trying to determine if he is trying to get information out of her or if he's just conversating.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote the GM, but it was a 19.
Both. He doesn't not know how to talk business. And that's like he's gonna ask questions because he doesn't really know what else to talk about.
She
Like lacks a certain social element to him.
He kind of blinks a few times, then looks back down at the ground as she's moving. If we prove ourselves enough, the masters knight us. Once you're a knight, you can take on your own missions. You can even lead teams.
So you're wanting to lead your own team?
Yeah, I think that's what I should do. It's a lot of problems out there. She looks up at the sky. Someone should
Follows her gaze.
see the cloudy.
Like what?
See the cloudy skies of Moscow. The sun moving pretty quickly. Not like, unnervingly quickly or unnaturally quickly, but much faster than it would be moving in, say, Japan. This time, this season in this area of the planet seems to make the daylight last significantly less.
Fuck. He like follows her gaze up as if like he thought she was looking specifically at something, and then the moment like the corner of the sun comes into his vision, he like immediately like shakes his head and like readjusts himself.
There's like
Yeah, what were you talking about earlier with the whatever's lurking around here?
she seems similarly put off as she was last time, kind of just like staring at you. That's classified.
Until it tries to kill us. Seems counterintuitive.
If anything gets in your way, I'll protect you.
Who's gonna protect you?
Me?
I don't know what is out there. Gestures widely. How am I supposed to know how to face it until it happens? Are we supposed to be helping each other out?
She takes that in. She seems to kind of like weigh that in her head. See a lot of thoughts moving past her eyes. There's monsters. I guess the official term is mutant animals. Vessel beasts.
Like Rudolph.
She snaps up at him, seemingly her attention drawn by the name.
For like he like when she says that shit, like he like looks at her and from like that viewpoint, she could probably make out the slightest smile and like excitement in his tone because he's been pretty like monotone throughout this. But saying Rudolph's name, a bit of excitement.
Yeah, like Rudolph. Except there's
You ever seen Rudolph?
no.
Is
never
that
seen-
one like real?
Yeah, he kills people sometimes.
Oh shit!
He's definitely a.
Wow.
He has very sharp horns. Or antlers.
So it just like rams its head into people.
Yeah, pretty much. He can kind of like teleport. It's really hard to predict them.
Huh.
Like nods her head along with him.
Can
I wouldn't wanna
insight
go
her?
after Rudolph. Go ahead.
Really? Okay.
What are you trying to glean exactly?
How she's warming up to him, if she is at all.
Make a roll. She's keeping conversation with him. There was definitely
Right.
a moment where she wanted to kind of like stop talking, or at least stop answering questions, but she's continuing this conversation at least.
Hmm.
She doesn't seem
Has Apex ever
apprehensive.
seen Rudolph? You know.
Yeah, she she hunts him every now and again when she gets free time, but he can teleport. It's kind of hard to get him.
Not if you're fast enough. Huh. I hope I can see him at some point. That'd be kind of sick.
I'd avoid him. He's really good at killing people. He doesn't like when people get in his business.
Tilts his head at her, like he doesn't fully understand that, and is like curious for her to expand on that.
So he's a smart vessel beast. Not like intelligent, but he's certainly not dumb. He attacks people with guns sometimes because he knows what they can do. Apex thinks he can understand Russian, but she's never been able to test it.
Huh. I'll have to ask her about that then.
Do you like hunting monsters?
He shrugs. I haven't done it a lot. But when I heard about Rudolph, I sounded cool.
She like tilts her head at you. You see green and yellow pass by her irises left to right. And then she blinks. The passing glow fades. Have you ever fought a demon before?
He tilts his head at her. Why are you asking the question again? That was answered in the limo.
Well, Gabriel asks stupid questions in stupid ways.
What was that with your eyes?
She like blinks at him. I can see you.
That like stun locks him for a second, like like he was like trying to like read more into it, but then like she's just referring to like what eyes do, and he's like, no, the little green and yellow thing. I know what eyes do.
She like seems like she's a little flustered by the question. Like it's like she doesn't have an answer to give him immediately. Like I can see more of you. Other aspects of you. And other things. Not just you.
Like step slightly closer, intrigued by that. Like what?
She slowly like straightens her back and then kind of like pulls back a little bit from him. Not like stepping back, but just kind of like shifting her weight backwards. Like if you've got like a demon in you, or like an alien or disease or something.
His eyes round behind his sunglasses, and he has like a really kind of excited look in his like expression. So what do you see with me? Like just clearly like intrigued by like that.
She like doesn't necessarily squint, but clearly her focus kind of hones in a bit closer on Tiger. She's trying to clearly read what he's getting at. What are Tiger's surface level thoughts? What is he trying to? What is he? Is he asking for something specifically? What is going through his head?
Truly, it's what's she gonna pick up on me? Like she can do that. Like what kind of things is she learning? Like it goes from like before, I guess, if she's been like looking into his thoughts, where it's been like very casual shit. But as he's gotten more excited with her, like like just through their conversation, his brain seems to be going at like 1,000 miles per hour. Just a lot of like thoughts of just like random shit regarding like, I wonder what, like, so she can see like all that kind of stuff. I wonder if that has to do with the demon, or like what the demon question she just asked. Why is she repeating questions? Like, is there something else that she can tell about me? Like, what's going on? Do I have something weird going on about me? Like, that sounds. I wonder if she could see that. Is she gonna say anything? Will she tell me the truth? Is she lying to me? Like, just like a repeated amount of like convoluted questions.
He blinks a few times, clearly caught off guard. She looks away from Tiger's eyes, like almost shyly. You're not a vessel, but I think you fought with a demon recently, maybe?
Like nodding along with her as she's like stating things. Yeah. That's true.
It looks like it might have possessed you. or try to.
He furrows his eyebrows. Wait, what do you mean? Leans forward, like he clearly has no spatial awareness at all.
At this point, it isn't hard to see, even through her hood covering, that she just is blushing a bit. And she takes a cautious step back from him, branching the space again.
Wait, how tall is she? Again?
She
I don't
was
know if that was actually ever listed.
5'3", I believe. So
Oh
I
my
listed
god, he's taller than her. That's crazy. This never happens, guys.
it. Never happens to time.
Wow! Because I think he's 5'6" now. I believe that's what I made him. Me checking things.
She is
like...
5'4". That is what I had written.
Yeah, he's 5'6" now. Whoa. Yeah, he's in her face on accident, but without knowledge. And that's something he can do. If she's reading surface thoughts, like, there's nothing at all in regards to, like, wanting to get closer for any other, like, alternative. He's just fucking intrigued.
He like blinks at him, shaking her head like she's trying to recompose herself. You're desecrated, I think is the term. Like, not cursed, but something tried to hurt you. And it looks like it might still be trying to hurt you. Or you were hurt by it.
Whoa. You can tell that by a glance? Or is that like more we've been walking around and you've been looking at me, so you've taken more deeper understanding of like my person or like what how would affect me?
I can make a few assumptions. My intuition tells me if you fought a demon, then you probably got hurt by it. And if you probably got hurt by it, it's because it was trying to possess you or kill you. So you have like a scar, I guess it's one way to call it.
Huh. Anything else?
She looks him from top to down, her eyes just kind of scanning him. No?
Is this a thing where like I should just tell you or his surface level thoughts or just like whenever you ask?
If you want to tell me his yeah, like if you have more surface level thoughts that she might pick up on, of course.
He would have a bit of like a disappointed emotion and the faintest thought of all of that was public knowledge. Like besides the demon thing, but like everything else she said was things that were like already confirmed, so it's like she could be bullshitting him. And he will step back. Huh. Alright, cool. Is that like a special thing you can do? Or is that an everything? Everyone can do that kind of trick.
Once you train enough, you can see things differently. Sometimes you can hear things or smell things. If you're really attuned to the aether, you can feel things through it.
The Aether?
The spaces between the fourth dimension. She kind of questions, like, if any of these ring a bell to you.
He blinks, unknowing. I don't think has he heard these terms before? Like with Faith saying them at all? Maybe.
No. The only person you've heard say these things may have been Templar in passing.
Right. Okay.
But you would know that magic in and of itself is a manipulation of, like, matter at a different dimension. Basically, like, taking things at the fourth
Right.
dimension and moving things into third dimensional plane.
Okay. Yeah, would he learn that lesson from his time at Amaratsu's place?
He would have learned that lesson from any Helix script scientist who has, like, fundamental theories of magic.
So he definitely heard it from Clockwork
Yeah.
at some point on
Yeah.
some mission.
Yeah, Clockwork definitely would have said pretty much that explicitly.
Gotcha.
There
Would he
are-
have had those terms or no? The only terms he's ever heard that with is with Templar.
Yeah, no one else really calls. No one else really refers to this alternate plane. Everyone just kind of calls it Helix scripts or magic. But it seems like Templar, now this girl, think of it differently, as if it is an alternate plane you can reach, you can tap into.
Okay.
A space.
Yeah, he still
between-
stares at her blinking.
If you're learning from Templar, maybe you'll sense it too.
Can I ask you another question?
Can we keep walking?
Yeah.
Keep walking. She waits for your question.
The Despair Knight. Do you have any knights or padawans that aren't vessels of some kind? Or is everyone connected to your group a vessel?
I don't think I've met a Ritsar that isn't a vessel. There's the Rose Guardia, or adjacent to us. They work with us. Something like your Marines, but specifically for our organization. They don't have to be vessels. Some of them are, but not many. It's very few. She kind of just like looks around at the general streets, just people you guys walk between or past.
Mm-hmm.
In Russia, if you're a vessel, you become a Ritsar. That's what's expected of you. Anything less is a very, very unique exception.
Interesting. He walks around with her a bit more. And probably at that point had like turned around. Like he's doing essentially like a big like circle around.
Mm.
Just to take in places of note in terms of like restaurants or things like that. If any particular areas like take interest, just general insights of the area as a whole. And we'll round out that last corner. In relative silence.
She asks something of Tiger. So you guys
Okay.
make your way back. Are you a Bion?
Yeah. What gave it away?
It's- well, you're not easy to read.
What do you mean?
She like shakes her head, like that was a dumb thing to say. Um, y- you're there's something about you that isn't like other people. You're like you're like more like a cyberpunk or cyber soldier. The way your head thinks.
His eyes kind of go wide again with that last sentence. Wait, and like he kind of like leans closer, like steps closer as they're like walking. Like, wait, you can read minds too? I guess that would make sense in your Padawan, which is very nice. That would understandably coincide. But that, whoa.
No, I'm not reading your mind. Like, that'd be rude. But you're not a.
I
You're not
wasn't gonna say anything.
you're not a mark. So, I'm not doing it for a mission. I can just. She seems like she's trying to find the correct way of describing it. All of these things seem to be very natural to her and to others that she may have talked to before, so explaining it now seems difficult.
Right.
Your vibe. You have you have a vibe similar to cyber soldiers and cyberpunks.
How so?
It's hard to explain. How how did you become a Bion?
Um. Born like it?
Tilts her head. What are Tommy's surface level thoughts?
He's in the same boat she was in and explaining. He will take his because his hands have been in his like front pockets this whole time. He'll take out one of his hands and like it's cold here. It's really cold here, so I assume he probably had a glove on, even though how much that would matter for it. And just take off the glove and show her his like arm or hand, I guess, since hoodie. That's clearly not a normal hand.
Oh. You're like
Needed some parts.
you have some crazy cyberware. Who's your engineer?
Oh. Do I do the thing now, Sam? Is this the time to do that? Can I? Wait. Oh. Can I make a roll to see if it'd be a good idea to tell her it's the Glochka?
That sounds more like a hero point. That is a thing a hero point could do. But you could
Oh,
insight
really?
her. Maybe
I would
get a bit of
like
awareness.
to insight, and if I need to, I will spend a hero point on it. I'm gonna insight first.
Okay.
Not very good. Should I use that hero point? Probably.
You. I mean,
I'm gonna use the
she's-
hero point. Yep.
Okay. Hero points. Her questions have been leading.
Yeah.
It's not hard to place that she is, I mean, obviously trying to just learn more about you. But,
Right. I mean, he's been doing the same shit.
Yeah. It comes to your attention now that, at least she asked specifically, who's your engineer? She is not a Bion. And no one in her
Right.
circle that you've seen is a Bion, except for maybe the Ruin Knight. Oh, the Ruin Knight is a Bion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like she would like get anything from knowing your engineer unless she suspects who your engineer is already. As in, if you said Clockwork's name, she would not know who the fuck that is. So why would she ask?
Right.
She's asking
Right.
because she already has a suspicion.
The specs. Yeah.
Whether or not that suspicion is a good or a bad leaning one, I suppose it's up to Tiger's intuition if he... I mean, he doesn't know her intentions. He doesn't know the Despair Knight's intentions towards the Galochka.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like that is what she is trying to learn, is if you are related to a specific engineer that she is thinking of.
That would make sense given his look. If the question or the Despair Knight was, okay, I know where Tiger's mindset is on this, so they're not. I don't even know how quickly this could be sent out, or like if he'd get a response back in time. Actually, no. No, not gonna do that. He's just gonna be silly goofy about it. He's going to grin at her and say that's classified.
Fair enough.
Does it seem like with that response it gave her the answer she was looking for?
She squints at Tiger, but it doesn't seem like she took anything from it specifically. Like, it doesn't seem like she went, aha. It was just kind of like a, okay. I might not figure it out today. Kind of, okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah, to play that little Uno reverse if she's gonna tell him that that's classified shit.
Fuck the Galochka till the grave, bro. Everyone from season 1 hates the Galochka.
Listen, Tiger's used to that, and he's like, I need to make friends and not enemies right now. So I don't know if right now to these people that's a great idea.
I will say, because I'm leaving soon, tragically.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to wrap that up. So I'm like, oh fuck. I'm so sorry, everybody.
For my part, if anything, a lot of these conversations can continue or begin in text RPs for the following 2 weeks. The last thing I want to get done this session. So this happens as you guys get back. Done your rounds, everyone kind of settled in. Templar, does her little finaglings trying to figure out how to get out of the situation cleanly. Everyone settles in. A few hours pass, and the summit begins. The summit speakers are multiple of the high-ranking nations: Britain, France, Japan, Korea, Russia, America. And they are all speaking as the reunion begins, and the opening speaker is one of the Russians, Ambassador Inga. Opens up the floor, explaining that the world is facing an unprecedented threat, that if the forces of Earth do not correct it, or cohesively defend against this threat, no nation will prosper, because no nation will remain to prosper. His, again, paraphrasing for the sake of time. His words are poignant. Most
Sorry.
people in the audience seem to be in agreement with him. This summit is necessary because, truth be told, if it doesn't happen, we may not make it. Those of you who are watching the politicking see this opening speech conclude. You see the Russian president sift her notes, stands, and then moves towards to take the podium to begin her opening statements for this summit grand beginning. And all of you, wakey wakey, hear this jarring, ear-piercing electronic synth burn into your eardrums. You feel your whole body almost like vibrates from this ear-piercing sound that just like penetrates into the back of your head. You hold your head as you kind of feel this immediate jabbing pain. All of you, across the room, across the building, across the city, maybe across the world. Your phone, your HUDs, your laptops, any electronic device capable of displaying holograms, video, or audio is hit by a foreign signal that completely overrides all of its functions and forces it to display and play a transmission. What is everyone doing at this current time?
Tori's face down in a pillow.
This would
She's
definitely
awake
wake her ass
now.
up.
He would have screamed and fell off the bed. She made a loud noise. Is it?
Psycho. What is Psycho up to right now?
We hear a screech.
Mm-hmm. No? That's right. It would be like a piercing sound that just seems to be coming from every direction. Racks his head.
All right. Well, I guess I would cover my ears. Is that an option? I'd do that. I would cover my ears.
Valid. Valid. What is Remnant doing?
I think other than her little break, she'd just be wandering the building.
Understood. You all catch
Leisure.
yourselves almost being knocked to your feet or off your feet down to your knees by this horrifying sound. Not so much dreadful, just painfully irritating. All of your attention is forced to just try and withstand this strange sensation piercing the back of your heads. And then the transmission plays. A hologram shows this alien creature. Gray-green scales, long-tailed, sharp teeth, a patch covering one eye, clearly some sort of major injury. In uniform, alien medallion, blade at his side, and he stands proudly. A message is played. You all hear this.
What do we hear? Oh, it's in the
It is in the roll 20.
activity. It's in the roll 20.
Pleases me.
I will. Can everyone hear that? Could everyone hear that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cough. Shane.
No, but don't worry about me. I'll watch the stream.
Okay. I will play it back.
Earth inhabitants, this is a message from Vendosk, Admiral of the 7th Verdant Fleet. It has become apparent that Earth is shamefully unprepared to defend itself against a force even half as mighty as mine. This displeases me. And were I not in a good mood, I would have your planet reduced to ash now. But the constellations shine favorably upon the tiny world you call home. And it seems more than one constellation hovers over your planet. The celestial creature by the earthly name of Athena rescued young nobles from execution at the hands of human soldiers. I do not care for the rescue of weaklings, but I shall not turn away a prophetic sign of the constellations. She claims to be a goddess of war and wisdom, and she has prepared some of the greatest warriors this side of the galaxy has ever seen. She claims that these warriors will unite Earth's greatest forces, and they will form a fleet that will put mine to shame. These challenging words fill me with the hope that Earth will not disappoint me. As such, I shall give you more time. My challenge of conquest shall be met in the middle of your next Earth year, July the 2nd of your earthly calendar 2050. On that day, Earth's greatest warriors shall meet the full force of the 7th Verdant Fleet, and I want all warriors who die in the coming conflict to remember. Death is no disgrace. And a final message on behalf of the celestial Athena. Mars Eternum.
The message ends. Transmission clears, and all of your electronics return to normal. There's a moment of silence creeps across the halls. All the electronics buzz back to power, returning to their normal functions. The air conditioning, the lighting, your phones, the TVs, people's personal electronics, their casting devices, their magic items, all of it returns to normal. It does not take very long for someone to open up the dialogue. Luma responds immediately. All Bermuda agents, stand by. We may have a situation on our hands. Do not leave the safe house until given further notice. You hear very quickly soon after, the footsteps, people rushing down the stairs. The building has its cameras that you guys have access to, so it's not hard to see the Ritsars on their way out of the building already, seemingly moving towards another location. In a hurry, in a flash.
All of them?
My God.
Not all of them, but most of them. The Padawans remain in the building.
I missed that part.
You can
Oh,
watch
no.
the or listen to the audio.
No, I
True.
got
Watch
that.
the stream and listen to audio.
No, I got the audio. It was what happened after that. After we got the message, cannot leave the building, the safe house.
Luma
The
said,
night.
do not leave the safe house until given further orders. Stand by.
Yeah,
To
and then
which-
something after that.
Then the Ruin Knight and the Apex Knight left the building. The other knights remained, and along with their Padawans.
Yes.
But the Apex Knight and Ruin Knight make a quick exit out.
Gotcha.
Easy Squad will reconvene with Domino, but I think we can leave that for some side RPs, as people will discuss what's happening.
Wild.
What happens next? We're gonna end the session there. I do have to go right the fuck now.
Ow!
I give all of you hero
Oh,
points
no.
for actually being here. I love all of you, so just take them.
Yay! How many hero points can we have again?
You can have a maximum of 3, and you can convert 3 hero points into a limit break point.
How many limit breaks can we have?
You can have 1 limit break point.
2. I was 1.
Parlez-vous.
I think it was 2.
Okay.
Yes, 2049. It's currently 2049, yeah.
I'll have to do that.
Okay.
Wow.
I will be back maybe in 2, 3, 4 hours if y'all are still around. I'm very down to chat and watch that X-Men
Don't talk
episode.
to me. I hate you.
Watch that. Listen, I love you, Shay. It's okay. Watch
Get
that X-Men
out of
episode that
here.
dropped. Ahaha. No.
Get out of here.
Get going.
I don't want to
Yeah.
go.
Oh, you don't have to leave.
No, I
You
didn't.
have already seen that man and his family, and now you're just going again because the boys weren't there the first
Because
time.
the FOMO.
Fuck the boys.
Ay, I can't have all that. It's beer back. I'm gonna cut the stream there. I gotta go. But hey, good moments, huh? Shit about to get the pop in 2 weeks from now. And there'll be some side RPs too, so we'll bring those up. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, last piece.